All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about a mental technique that is, no joke, one of the biggest secrets of successful people. It's called creative visualization. And here's the crazy part. You're already doing it every single day. The trick is learning how to take the wheel.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your imagination working for you on purpose, or is it kind of running on autopilot in the background, maybe even creating things you don't really want? That's the question we're going to dig into today.
So here's the game plan. First, we'll talk about how your imagination is basically reality to your brain. Then we'll get into some awesome, practical tools for visualization. After that, we'll look at the right mindsets for making things happen. And finally, we'll cover the one single thing that makes it all click.
Okay, first things first, we have to start with this core principle. Because this isn't just about wishful thinking or magic. There's some real science behind why seeing success in your mind actually works.
This really breaks it down. Most of us spend our days in subconscious visualization. Worrying about a meeting, replaying a conversation, daydreaming. That can create things by accident. But the shift, the big shift, happens when you make it conscious. When you turn it from an accident into a skill. That's when you take back control.
And this is the part that is just mind-blowing. Your brain literally doesn't know the difference between something you see with your own two eyes and something you vividly, intensely imagine. When you visualize hitting a goal, you're building the brain patterns and the emotional signature as if it's already a done deal.
So, to put it simply, this is what we're talking about. Creative visualization isn't just daydreaming. It's the intentional act of using your imagination to paint a super clear picture, and this is key, to generate the feeling of what you want to bring into your life.
All right, so we get the why now, right? It's time for the how. In this next part, we're talking about real, tangible tools you can use to make this whole practice something you can actually do every day.
First up, we've got a classic. You've definitely heard of vision boards. But honestly, most people are doing them wrong. It's so much more than just cutting out pretty pictures and gluing them to a poster. Let's talk about how to do it the right way.
So here's the real process. You got to start with clarity. Get super specific on your goals. Then find the pictures that match. But here's where the magic is. Steps 3 and 4. The board itself isn't the point. It's just a trigger. You look at it to spark the vision. Then you close your eyes and you put yourself inside that scene. Feel the sun, hear the sounds, live it.
Okay, what if your mind just wanders all over the place? If that's you, this next technique is an absolute game changer. It's called a visualization script, and it's perfect for keeping you focused.
The whole idea is so simple but so powerful. You're going to write a diary entry, but you're writing it from your future self, talking about a day when all your goals have come true. This little prompt right here is the perfect way to start.
And the rules are simple. Write it all in the past tense like it's a memory. And get detailed, seriously detailed. Don't just write, "I got the job." Write about what your new desk smells like, the sound of your name on the door, how that first cup of coffee tasted in your new office. The more senses you pull in, the more real it becomes to your subconscious.
So we have the tools, but that's only half the battle. Now we need to talk about getting into the right state of mind, because being in the right mental and emotional place is what really pours gasoline on the fire and activates your vision.
And that brings us to meditation. But hang on, this isn't about clearing your mind and thinking about nothing. Nope. This is about using that calm, relaxed state to laser focus your mind on what you want, without all the usual mental chatter getting in the way. It's really simple. You just get comfortable, maybe put on some chill music, and use your breath to relax. Then you lock onto one specific moment, the exact second you cross the finish line or the moment you get that email you've been waiting for. And then, and this is everything, you just soak in that feeling. Let the pride, the joy, the relief, let it just wash over you. That emotion is the engine.
Okay, now for a really fun one. Seriously, this one is great. Think about your life like it's a movie. What song is playing in that big, triumphant scene? Well, that's the movie soundtrack method. You basically pair a song with a goal. So if you're visualizing a career win, maybe you put on some epic, high-energy track that makes you feel unstoppable. If you're working on confidence, find an anthem that makes you feel like a rock star. That music becomes a mental shortcut to instantly trigger the right emotion for your visualization.
And for our last technique, this one might sound a little out there, but trust me, it's incredibly empowering, and you can do it yourself for free. We're going to make a personalized self-hypnosis track to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Here's how it's done.
You write out all your goals and affirmations, but you write them in the second person. So instead of I am confident, you write you are confident. It feels like someone is coaching you. Then just record yourself reading them calmly over some meditation music and listen to it every day. The key again is to not just hear it, but to really feel that it's true as you listen.
Okay, so we've got the theory. We've got 5 really powerful techniques. But none of it matters without this one last piece of the puzzle. This is the secret ingredient that makes the whole recipe work.
There is just one thing. One single, absolutely essential component that will decide whether any of this actually changes your life or if it's just a cool idea you heard once.
And that secret is just showing up. Consistency, daily practice. Think of it like going to the gym for your brain. You can't just go once and expect to be strong. You've got to do the reps.
But here's the best part. This doesn't have to take over your life. Seriously, we're not talking hours and hours. Just 5 or 10 minutes of focused practice every day is way more powerful than a long session once a month. It's the consistency that builds momentum. You just have to make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth.
So, there you have it. You've got the roadmap, you've got the tools. The only question left now is the one that really gets things started. What incredible future are you going to start visualizing first?